So the last homework review that I want to talk about is how you go over specifically reflections and so forth. And this is from section 2.5, and this is problem 12. And what I want to talk about first is problem A, which is asking you to do this. And just to make sure that we're clear, what it's asking you to do is write the opposite of the x values. So you're taking your values and you're reflecting them. So if you're writing the opposite of the x values, you're reflecting it across the y-axis. So it's a y-axis reflection. So you're going to take every single x value and you're going to reflect it. So this one becomes 4, 2. This one becomes -6, 2. This one becomes 2, 2. And this one stays 0, 2 because you can't reflect something that's 0. So it looks something like this. So after reflecting it, you're taking this and just basically spinning it around the y-axis. Okay. So that's what you get when you have a y-axis reflection. So for number 12, the second part, it's asking you to do this. Now it's asking you, again, this is y, so then it's asking you to take the y coordinates and then add 4. So it is a shift 4 units up. So we're going to take every point and move it up 4 units. So this is now going to be 4, 6. This is going to be -2, 2. This is going to be 0, 2. This is going to be 6, 6. So here is my new graph. For part C, it says 2 times f of x. Well, again, this is y, so we are magnifying or dilating the y coordinates by 2. So we are going to multiply the y coordinates by 2. So I'm going to multiply every y coordinate I see by 2. So instead of -4, 2, it's going to be -4, 4. So that's going to go up to here. Instead of -2, 2, excuse me, -2, that should be a -2. It should be -2, -4. Instead of 0, -2, it'll be 0, -4. Instead of 6, 2, it'll be 6, 4. So my graph will be stretched vertically. And that's negative. So for the next one, we have two things going on here. We have a negative f of x. So this is a reflection. Okay, so we have to reflect it across the x-axis. And then we have to shift it. But again, remember, when you shift something inside a function, it acts like an opposite. So this actually looks like a subtract 4. You would think that would be going to the left, but this is actually a shift to the right. So I need to reflect this across the x-axis, and then I need to shift it to the right. So I'm going to reflect it, so it's going to go down to a -2, and then I'm going to go right 4. So my new point's going to be here. So I reflected it, so instead it's going to go down to here, and I'm going to go over 4. Going to reflect it, right 4. Reflect it, go right 4. Reflect it, go right 4. So my new points are here, here, and here. So you reflect it first, and then you go to the right. Now I have this. This is almost like the plus 4, except it's now minus 3. This means you're going to go down 3 units. So every point's going to go down 3 units. So instead of 2, it's going to go all the way down to negative 1. Instead of negative 2, it's going to go down to negative 5. This will go down to negative 5. This will go down to negative 1. So it's shifted down 3 units. So again, the negative in front means you're reflecting. This minus 1 means you're shifting down. So you reflect it across the x-axis. So I'm going to reflect it across, and then I'm going to go down 1 more unit. Reflect it, go down 1 unit. Reflect it, go down 1 unit. Reflect it, and go down 1 unit. So my new graph look like that. Now the last one seemed to run out of graphs. Looks like this. So what we're doing here is we are dilating the x-coordinates by 2. And again, inside a function, this acts like an opposite. So what you need to do with this is you need to divide the x-coordinates by 2. So the 4x coordinates were negative 4 comma 2. Excuse me, the coordinates were these. You got to divide all of these by 2, and those will be your new x-coordinates. So it'll go to negative 2 comma 2, negative 1 comma negative 2, 0 comma negative 2, and 3 comma 2. So in terms of a graph, looks like this. So it's shrunk down horizontally.